Hello and welcome to Adventist World Radio, the voice of hope. It is another wonderful day that God has given unto us, so let us rejoice and be glad in it. Stay tuned to this New Life program. I'm your host, Tileno Diambo. As usual, dear listener, we have exciting, educating, and entertaining presentations for you. When one has fever in the body, he or she cannot be happy, and when he or she is happy, he cannot easily become sick. Emmanuel Sunday will be giving us more information on this. Pastor Wahonya will also be coming in later during the Bible segment. Stay tuned for this and more exciting items coming your way.
Only a boy named David, only a little sling.
Only a boy named David, but he could pray and sing.
Only a boy named David, only a little brook.
Only a boy named David, but 5 little stones he took.
And 1 little stone went in the sling, and the sling went round and round. And 1 little stone went in the sling, and the sling went round and round. And round and round and round and round and round and round and round.
And 1 little stone went up in the air,
And the giant came tumbling
and the giant
down.
came tumbling
And the giant
down.
came tumbling down, came tumbling down.
Only a boy named David,
Only a boy named David,
only a little sling.
only a little sling.
Only a boy named David,
Only a boy named
that he could pray and
David,
sing.
he could pray and sing.
Only a boy named David,
Only a boy named David at a brook.
Only a boy named
3,
David,
4,
but
5 little stones he took. And 1 little stone went in the sling, and the sling went round and round. And 1 little stone went in the sling, and the sling went round and round. And round and round and round and round and round and round and round. And 1 little stone went up in the air,
and the giant came tumbling.
and the giant came tumbling.
And the giant came tumbling,
tumbling, time came tumbling, 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 tumbling.
Fever and happiness are 2 different kinds of feelings that cannot be associated with each other because both of them have different moods. Emmanuel Sunday is here to expatiate more on that.
Hello and welcome to our health slots. In our program today, we are going to talk about fever and how we can be happy. For centuries, a high fever was thought to be an enemy of good health. The reasoning was simple. People with high fevers often died. Conclusion: fevers are dangerous. But modern science has discovered that a fever is a natural germ-fighting process. Unless it gets too high, a fever does more good than harm. This discovery meant that a fever could be used to fight certain infectious diseases. In some cases, a high temperature has been stimulated to facilitate recovery from an infection that normally doesn't produce a high fever. Hot compresses to parts of the body are designed to raise the body temperature in that area. Heat draws blood to the areas, allowing the body's natural germ-fighting substances to more easily rid the body of the infection. Normal body temperatures vary from 97 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Within that range, a person's temperature shifts according to activity, time of day, and surroundings. Women notice an increase in temperature during the menstrual cycle. Babies and children often have their temperature climb while they rest and nap, especially in the afternoons. Other conditions can produce a fever. Injuries, particularly burns caused by sun, fire, or chemicals, can increase the temperature. So can a very hot bath, a glandular disorder, or vigorous activity on a warm day. Certain drugs and immunization shots also have a tendency to produce a slight fever. Infants are especially prone to a high fever when they are dehydrated. Since the temperature varies with a person's normal changes in activity, it's best to have a patient remain quiet for an hour or so and obtain a second reading. Check it again every 2 hours during the day. If the temperature shows a fast rise and remains high, watch for other symptoms. Pain, skin irritation, a fast pulse, rapid breathing, vomiting, diarrhea, or other similar symptoms mean the person is ill and the condition needs to be diagnosed and treated. It's a good idea to call the doctor, even if the only symptom is a high fever. He is trained to interpret its significance. The upper limit of a person's tolerance is around 106 degrees Fahrenheit. The doctor will order immediate steps to reduce a fever when it reaches threatening levels. Pay attention to his advice. Reducing fever is a decision that needs to be carried out quickly. Most of us want to be happy, but making happiness a goal doesn't mean we'll find it. In fact, trying to be happy can cause us to be unhappy. When we are happy, it's usually a result of something else. Is there anything we can do to bring us happiness? If we are feeling bad physically, we are more likely to be unhappy. Minor depression may be caused by indigestion, for example. Fears and worries may be intensified by a lack of exercise. If we are tired or fatigued, we may be easily frustrated or irritated. But let's assume we are paying attention to our physical health. What else results in happiness? A healthy attitude helps a lot. Cultivating the habit of looking on the bright side of life makes us more sensitive to joy and humor. We all have unpleasant experiences. They can't be avoided. Deep sadness and grief are things most of us go through, but they need not to scar us permanently. Allowing time to heal emotional wounds can eventually restore our inner health. If you are living positively, enjoying the small pleasures of life, resentment disappears. We won't be saying to ourselves, I thought life would be better than this. I'm being cheated. Why don't I get any breaks? Happiness is the result of an inner experience, an attitude toward life which is unaffected by our financial or social situation. A person in poor circumstances who focuses on simple pleasure is inevitably happier than a person with wealth or fame who doesn't appreciate life's joy and benefits. A sound religious belief can help focus attention on those simple gifts in life. Do you want to be happy? Two things can move you in that direction. Spend time with your physical health, nutrition, exercise, and sleep. And spend time on your attitudes. Think positively, be unselfish, keep busy, and enjoy simple pleasures. Thank you for tuning in, and may God bless you abundantly.
If in any case you are just joining us for the first time, this is New Life Program coming to you from Adventist World Radio, the Voice of Hope. I'm your presenter, Chileno Diambo. To play part in this program, send us your comments and thoughts to the producer, Adventist World Radio, P.O. Box 42276, code 00100, Nairobi, Kenya. Our email address is awrnairobi@eau.adventist.org.
Let us sing a song that will cheer us by the way. In a little while we're going home. For the night will end in the everlasting day. In a little while we're going home. In a little while, in a little while, we shall cross the billows foam. We shall meet at last when the stormy winds are past. In a little while we're going home. There's a rest beyond, there's relief from every care. In a little while we're going home, and no tears shall fall in that city bright and fair. In a little while we're going home. In a little while, in a little while, we shall cross the billows foam. We shall meet at last when the stormy winds are past. In a little while we're going home.
Up next is Pastor Honya with the Bible segment. Today, he'll be sharing with us on what drives human beings to sin, as the topic of discussion in the Bible segment is known as the driving force of sin. Be blessed.
Dear listeners, have you known about the driving force of sin? I want to share with you today an incident in 2 Kings chapter 9. Here we find that Joram had been wounded in battle and was apparently lying in hospital at Jezreel. The watchman standing in the tower was looking off to see against the sky the horsemen and the chariots who could have been approaching. A messenger at this particular time, we find, is sent to find out who is coming. But this messenger does not seem to return. Another messenger is sent out, but he also does not return. The watchman, standing in the tower, looks off upon the advancing troop and gets more and more excited, wondering who really is coming. But long before the procession of chariots came up, the matter is decided. The watchman cannot catch sight of the features of the approaching man, but he simply exclaims in 2 Kings 9 verse 20 that the driving is like the driving of Jehu, the son of Nimshi, for he drives like a madman. Dear friend, by the flash of that one sentence, we discover Jehu's character. He came with such speed, not merely because he had an errand to do, but because he was urged on by a headlong disposition which had won him the name of a reckless driver, even among the watchmen. Let me suggest to you, dear listener, that sin is like that. It drives people furiously. It drives people recklessly. It drives like a madman. Have you experienced the driving force of sin? It will drive you to say things you should not say. Sin will drive you to do things that will cause you pain and regret. Sin will drive you to hate your neighbor. Sin will drive you into corrupt practices. Sin, like a madman, will drive you into acts of immorality. It will drive you into practices and habits that will sap your physical and spiritual energies. Dear friend, sin will drive you to disregard God's will for your life. Yes, sin drives like a madman. And so, dear friend, before you mount the chariot of sin, I want to ask you to go and see the end of those whose sin has driven recklessly. Look at some of these people. They once had a fair cheek just like the one you have. They once had a manly brow just like the one you have. They were once handsome and beautiful in their lives. Yet, unfortunately, they stepped gradually aside. They read wrong books. Some of them looked at bad pictures. Some of them went into contaminating associations. And out of curiosity and just to see for themselves, they entered the house of sin. When they did that, they were caught in snares that captured them stronger than they would ever imagine. Dear listener, perhaps you are now saying, I recognize that there are sins that are driving me recklessly. And I really desire to stop my bad practices, but I cannot stop. I know that I am on the wrong road and that I have been driven recklessly by sin, and I try to control my swift appetites, yet they will not heed. Dear friend, let me assure you that there is an almighty hand of God which can pull back any wild, reckless racer. This almighty God is beckoning you back. He is the God who is able to beckon the stars and they answer back. He is the God at whose mandate the chariots of heaven come and go. Beloved, He is more than a master for all the temptations and sins that beset you. Give Him the reins of your life. Allow Him to control the speed of your life. He is mighty to save to the uttermost all who come to Him. I want to assure you, dear friend, that He will mend the broken pieces of your life. He will slow you down, and He will help you to resist the driving forces of sin. He has done this for many others in the past, and He is willing to do just the same for you today. Will you give Him a chance?
That's the end of our program today. It has been nice and fulfilling to have your attention. Remember to send us your comments and thoughts to the producer, Adventist World Radio, P.O. Box 42276, code 00100, Nairobi, Kenya. Our email address is awrnairobi@eau.adventist.org. On behalf of my producer, I say thank you and wish you a peaceful and fruitful day. I have been your presenter, Tileno Diambo.
Only a boy named David, only a little sling.
Only a boy named David, but he could pray and sing.
Only a boy named David, only a little brook.
Only a boy named David, but 5 little stones he took.
And one little stone went in the sling, and the sling went round and round. And one little stone went in the sling, and the sling went round and round. And round and round and round and round and round and round and round. And one little stone went up in the air,
And the giant came tumbling
and the giant
down.
came tumbling
And the giant
down.
came tumbling down, came tumbling down.
Only a boy named David,
Only a boy named David,
only a little sling.
only a little sling.
Only a boy named David,
Only a boy named
he
David,
could pray and sing.
he could pray and sing.
Only a boy named David,
Only a boy named David at the brook.
Only a boy named David,
4,
but
5 little stones he took.
And one little stone went in the sling, and the sling went round and round. And one little stone went in the sling, and the sling went round and round. And round and round and round and round and round and round and round. And one little stone went up in the air, and the giant came tumbling.
And the giant came
And
tumbling.
the giant came tumbling, tumbling,
And the giant came tumbling, 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 tumbling.
Our Father in heaven is the source of life. Our Father in heaven is the source of life, the source of wisdom, the source of wisdom and of joy. The sunshine and the rain that gladdened and refreshed the earth, that gladdened and refreshed the hills and seas and plains. Oh, speak to us of the Creator's love. Oh, speak to us of the Creator's every spire of springing grass.
The lovely birds making the air vocal with their happy songs.
The delicately tinted flowers in their perfection, perfuming the air. The lofty trees of the forest with their rich foliage of living green,
All testify to the tender fatherly care of our God. God is love, God is love, God is love, God is love. God is love.
Somebody's knocking at your door.
Somebody's knocking at your door.
Somebody's knocking at your door.
Somebody's knocking at your door. Somebody's knocking at your door.
Knocking at your door. Somebody's knocking at your door.
Knocking at your door. Oh, sinner, why don't you answer? Somebody's knocking at your door. Knocks like Jesus. Somebody's knocking at your door. Knocks like Jesus. Somebody's knocking at your door. Somebody's knocking at your door. Oh, sinner, why don't you answer? Somebody's knocking at your door.
Can't you hear him? Somebody's knocking at your door. Can't you hear him? Somebody's knocking at your door. Oh, sinner, why don't you answer? Somebody's knocking at your door. Answer, Jesus.
Somebody's knocking at your door. Answer, Jesus. Somebody's knocking at your door. Oh, sinner, why don't you answer? Somebody's knocking at your door. Somebody's knocking at your door.
Somebody's knocking at your door.
Somebody's knocking at your door. Somebody's knocking at your door. Somebody's knocking at your door.
Oh Lord, I want
two wings to veil my face.
Oh Lord, I want
Two wings to fan my brow.
Oh Lord, I want
Two wings to fly away, so the devil won't do me no harm.
Oh Lord, I want
Two wings to veil my face.
Oh Lord, I want
Two wings to fan my brow.
Lord, I want
Two wings to fly away, so the devil won't do me no harm. Did he come in the dew of the morning? No. Did he come in the heat of the noon? No. Did he come in the cool of the evening? Yes, and he washed my sins away.
Oh Lord, I want
Two wings to veil my face.
Oh Lord, I want
Two wings to fan my brow.
Oh Lord, I want
Two wings to fly away, so the devil won't do me no harm.
Will he come as a shadow in the darkness?
No. Will he come as an angel of light? No. Will he come in the clouds of glory? Glory, just to take his children away.
Oh Lord, I want
Two wings to veil my face.
Oh Lord, I want
Two wings to fan my brow.
Lord, I want
Two wings to fly away, so the devil won't do me no harm.
Oh Lord, I want
Two wings to veil my face. Two wings to fan my brow. Two wings to fly away with my Lord up in the sky. With my Lord up in the sky. Little David, play on your harp, hallelujah, hallelujah. Little David, play on your harp, hallelujah, hallelujah. Little David, play on your harp, hallelujah, hallelujah. Little David, play on your harp.